name is Patrolman Cody Sachs. I've been a police officer with Hazlet Township for 7.5 years. This is my K9 partner, K9 Rico. He's 5 years old and we've been partners for 4.5 years. So K9 Rico came from Czechoslovakia originally. He was imported from there to a kennel called Hazlet PD K9 kennels in Wisconsin, where we drove out there and we test about 4 or 5 dogs. We put them through a testing process, mostly on their hunt drive, environmentals, and their bite work. We test them over the course of a few days, and at the end of the day, we pick which dog we want to take home with us.
Saddle. So if I tell him this, he'll come between my legs and no saddle. He's looking up at me because he's expecting a ball in front of me. I can use this sometimes if we're in tight spaces, like going through a house or a building. But I primarily like him here because he's used to being here. I can tell him to do things while we're walking. Down. Like if I tell him I can put him in a down there, and for some reason if we're trying to be quiet in a building and I have to leave him somewhere, I can just get down to the ground and point between my legs and he knows to come back right here. Down.
Rico lives with me. He's part of our family. He sometimes spends some time outside, but most of the time he's in the house with us, and he gets to go camping with us, goes on vacation with us, and pretty much everywhere we go he comes with us. So he's part of our family. I have 2 other dogs as well, and he gets along with them, and they're all brothers and sisters. Rico is what's called a dual purpose canine, so he serves multiple functions. He's certified in patrol, which is tracking, building searches, apprehending, locating evidence, locating criminals, as well as missing children or people. He's also a narcotic certified canine, so he's certified in vehicle searches for narcotics. He'll search houses, buildings, any type of situation where we're looking for people or narcotics. That's what we utilize him for.
Rico, as you can see, is watching him very closely because this is his favorite thing in the world, is to get to bite somebody or bite the sleeve. It's a big game to him. It's not that he's violent. It's not that he's trained to hurt people, but this is just his big game. And just like us with getting paid, his biggest reward and his biggest paycheck is getting to bite them. But like I said with obedience before, as you can see, he's fixated on him. I still need him to pay attention to me because in the real world, these people don't have white sleeves on, and he might be keyed up on somebody or we're working, and I still need him to pay attention to me. Rico, heel. So I can still use my words and he'll still pay attention to me. And then I can, if I ever need him to, I can make him do that. Down. So I can have him bark at somebody on command pretty much just by pulling his collar. It's like a gas pedal. He knows that once I touch that collar, he's allowed to bark. Another word I can give him is his bite command. So if I need him to ever apprehend somebody, I can give him his word, which is, ready? Pocket. I can give him his word, and he's always going to go after the arms or the legs just because we're taking away an extremity from somebody that can't be used to hurt him. Now we do what we like we do with jiu-jitsu and fighting as cops. We do the same thing with the dogs. We put them through the ringer to ensure that they're always going to stay in a fight with somebody. So he's trained to pretty much take whatever is thrown at him. Now, Rico has an out command. See, I said out, and he automatically knows that he has to spit the sleeve out of his mouth and cannot do anything. Sit. So you can see right there, the sleeve's in his mouth. Sit. Lieutenant Gagan can move the sleeve around in his face. Sit. And walk around him, and all he's waiting right there is waiting for a command. Now, if he's there and I come up to Lieutenant Gagan, and Lieutenant Gagan wants to come after me and try to push me, without command, Rico understands, see? He understands that he has to protect me. So he's going to do whatever he can do to protect me at all costs. Out. And then a big thing with us, with police dogs, heel. Sit. We're done. Down. A big thing with us is what we call a call-off or a recall. The cool thing about having a police dog is police dogs are the only tool that we have on our belts that we can recall after deploying them. If we fire a gun, we can't take that bullet back. If we fire a taser, we can't take the darts out. If if I send Rico on a suspect who's running from us, and then that suspect turns around and sees a 93-pound shepherd running after him, 9 out of 10 times that person's going to stop, give up his hands. I have the ability to stop Rico dead in his tracks and come back to me without biting that person. Heel. I'm going to give him, you can just stand there. Heel. No, heel. So I can send him out, and he's just going to come back to me. Heel. No, heel. So I can wait pretty much till he's 10 feet away, and he's going to come back because he knows he's getting a ball.
My favorite find with him personally is we got called to a woman's with dementia. It was about probably 11:30 at night. We got called there probably an hour and a half after the fact that she had already left the house. Her family had no idea which direction she went in. So we used Rico to track her whereabouts. And after about 2 hours of searching and tracking and going through people's backyards and probably about a 1.5 mile radius, he was able to locate her, and she was sitting in the bottom of a ravine in water. Had no idea where she was, and if it wasn't for him telling me that she was down in a ditch, then who knows what could have happened to her.
So article recovery is another way that we utilize our canines. Like our ticket says, we can use them for if somebody throws evidence out of a car, if somebody's running and drops something. So he's trained to smell for the freshest human odor that was on somebody or caused by somebody. And we can take like a pile of garbage and put a hat that just came off my head, and he's going to find that hat in the pile of garbage. So I'll demonstrate. Sergeant Dickens put something out, and we're just going to use the dog. And when he finds something, he's either, if it's high up off the ground, he's going to sit and use his nose to point at it and show me where it is. Or if it's on the ground, he's simply just going to lay down and point it and show me. So I give him his command to find articles of evidence. His search, it's different than narcotics odor because he has to know what he's looking for. Change his behavior like that and snap his head. It's something that happens inside of his body that, like his subconscious, is called just noticeable difference. We call it a change of behavior. So you can see him coming over here. He gets that whiff of human odor coming off the air, and he snaps around, and then he's able to figure out where it is on the ground. And then, like I said, this is his indication where he's going to lie down and point to me and show me, and then he's just going to stay there until I release him or I give him his ball.
So I know therapy dogs are huge with people, even the aspect of just making people feel more comfortable, especially having them in the school and a lot of anxiety it takes away from them. As far as him and as his service goes, he serves a lot of good purposes for not just myself and my other officers by protecting us, whether if it's people or him just barking at people or barking in the car and getting people to listen to us more because they don't want to have to deal with him, as well as being a community outreach. Like you saw him when he came in, people can pet him. Not a lot of other dogs can do the type of work he does, as well as go up to everybody, get pet, and it just puts a smile on people's face, and that's really what we're trying to do.